I want to begin with what we just saw with Ari Melber's interview. That, in all of that information, you have now voted to refer to the Justice Department. The full House will vote on this. Presumably, it will pass. And all of that will be sent to the Justice Department. As a former prosecutor yourself, how long would it take someone in the Justice Department to figure out that Peter Navarro is guilty of criminal contempt of Congress? How many minutes after watching Ari Melber's interview could they conclude that?
Well, Lawrence, this doesn't take very long because Peter Navarro, as well as Dan Scavino, the other person that we held in contempt, made it simple for the Justice Department. They refused to show up. You can't just say, I'm not even going to bother to come. If you believe you have a claim of privilege, you come, you identify what question you're going to assert a privilege to. Now, they don't have any good privileges to assert, and that may be the reason they didn't show up. But it makes it very simple, or it should, for the Justice Department. So they're going to want to do their due diligence nonetheless, so I don't think they'll make a decision in a matter of minutes. But it should not be a difficult call for the Justice Department.
I mean, legally, the Navarro claim is exactly the same as him saying that the former federal employee named Trump, who's now retired from the federal government, gave him the authority to drive at any speed that he wanted to and drive through any stop sign he wanted to anywhere in America. It is such a legal science fiction claim that Peter Navarro is making. It seems like the Justice Department, every extra day it takes to think about this would just be embarrassing itself.
Well, you know, Navarro's out there pushing a book in which he talks about things which he says he can't talk to Congress about. Of course, that's enormously hypocritical, inconsistent. It just undermines any kind of a claim he might make. But again, it is vitally important that the Justice Department act on these criminal referrals. If they don't, if Congress can't enforce its subpoenas, it means we can't do our oversight. And if we can't do our oversight, we can't hold any president accountable, past, present, or future. It makes us into kind of a plaything for a despotic president. And so they need to enforce these congressional subpoenas. They need to hold these people in criminal contempt. And more than that, as Judge Carter wrote so eloquently in his opinion today, there is evidence that the president may have engaged in crime or fraud against the United States, and the Justice Department needs to do its part to hold him accountable.